In my 20s, I was a person that I didn't really like. In the past couple of months, I've been working hard on changing who I am. But which is my true self, really? The person I naturally became when I let things happen to me, or the person that I am striving to become? Trying to understand what our true self is can be really hard. We easily fall into routines that dictate our lives instead of us dictating our routines. And that can make us feel stressed, depressed, and actually burn out. Being the best version of yourself does not mean that you're going to be happy all the time. What it does mean is that you understand yourself better and can make decisions accordingly. What you want to do in your free time, what kind of career to pursue, and what kind of friends you want. It's only been about 4 to 5 months since I've been working on this myself, and I've already seen such amazing results. I used to wonder why I didn't feel any joy after playing video games like my friends did, or when they talked about comics or superheroes or whatever. I liked being around them, I just didn't really enjoy the topics the same way. I was really happy in high school. I was living my best life. But then an injury and bad grades kind of forced me to stop doing so much sports. And then I became not really myself. The friends I had at school were very different from the friends I had at training. And without training filling my free time, I got pulled into the interests of my high school friends. It wasn't like I had zero interest in their interests. I played video games as a child and read comics as a child, but I stopped when I was a teenager. But those interests then became my main interests for 15 years. I'd work a job that I didn't like, come home, play a video game that didn't fulfill me, watch TV because there was nothing else to do, and then wonder why I was unhappy. If this sounds familiar at all, here's 4 things that I've found that have really helped me realize who I truly am. Visualize your ideal lifestyle. First off, list the values that you believe you have. You can create a vision board, a life plan, or journal. I swear I'm gonna have to start taking a shot every time I mention journaling on this channel. Take a moment and think about what would fulfill you the most in your life. And don't think about if it's possible or not in the situation that you're in right now. Think big, because that might be a reference point to a value that you haven't even identified yet. Think about where you want to be in 5 years. What are you proud of? What do you want out of life? Not what other people expect of you. What do you want? And this list is in no way set in stone. You can always come back to it and add new things or cross things off as time goes by. The next step is to identify the gap. Using the list as a guide, identify the gap between the person that you are now and the person you know you can be. The person who lives those values you described. Write down some words that describe that person. Are they outgoing, disciplined, relaxed? Take one of those words and start working towards becoming more like that. If you want to be more outgoing, try it out by going out more than you used to, and then get uncomfortable. Oh, how I have learned to love being uncomfortable. You learn so much when you're outside of your comfort zone. It's a win-win situation, really. Either you find something that you absolutely love, or you can just cross it off your list as something that you don't want to do again. Either way, you've learned something about yourself, and that is so important. Like I mentioned in my last video about silence, we don't allow ourselves to do nothing anymore, to be bored. That's like the ultimate form of uncomfortableness. When we were kids and we were bored, we would find something to do. We would draw or make up a game to play or go outside and have an adventure. Now we just do what's easiest in our comfort zone. When I started off with this self-discovery, I told myself that I would try new things. Say yes to suggestions. This way, I found a real love for paddle. I went ice swimming for the first time, and I realized that even though I like watching American football, playing it is not really my thing. Oftentimes, we rely on other people for guidance and direction, and this isn't necessarily bad. I was introduced to paddle and ice swimming by someone else, and I don't think I would have tried either for the first time on my own. Paddle because you need a partner, and ice swimming, well, because you're swimming in freezing water. But I loved both experiences. And now that I know that I like paddle so much, I reach out to other people so that I can play more. And I might be going ice swimming again next week. All that said, it's still very important to do things on your own. I started going to flag football on my own. I didn't know anyone there, and as a result, I had to become the person that I wanted to be. One of the gaps that I listed very early on was that I wanted to move more and be more social. I saw a post on Instagram from my local American football team saying that they were starting a flag football team, and it ticked both boxes, so I signed up. And I didn't really know anyone there. I mean, I had taken their photos, sure, but there was no actual contact. I went there alone and I pushed myself to be more social. And I knew I was doing the right thing because after practice, I always felt amazing. Even though everyone else was a proper football player and I felt really out of place, I still loved it. Being able to socialize, play in a team, and move my body made me feel so good. So I knew I was on the right track. Which led me to the next step. Develop self-confidence. Developing self-confidence comes easy when you feel like you're doing the right thing. I had so little self-confidence before. I let other people's opinions taint my self-worth because I wasn't doing anything that gave me confidence in myself. When I moved to Finland, I was terrified about speaking Finnish. Every fumbled word at the grocery store or misunderstood sentence from a passerby just reminded me that my language skills were not good enough. The person I was back then reacted to it by shutting down, not going out, not seeking conversation with other people. And as a result, my Finnish didn't get better. But by working towards the person that I want to be, my true self, I developed a confidence in myself that no outside force can taint. I was letting other people's opinions of me tell me who I was because I didn't know who I was myself. That works great if people keep telling you how amazing you are, but that's not always the case. We love our negativity, so people complain more and we focus more on the negative comments. But if you're self-confident, the negativity doesn't affect you. It's like if someone came up to me and said, "I hate your blue hair." That wouldn't affect me at all because I don't have blue hair. I'm confident that I don't have blue hair. So now that I'm more self-confident, if someone tells me my videos suck or my Finnish is bad, it doesn't really affect me anymore because I'm confident that my videos are good. I try my best every time. And I'm confident that my Finnish is good and getting better because I use it all the time. One big thing that actually helped me was rejections. Rejections lead to self-confidence. I know it sounds ridiculous, but bear with me. I used to be terrified of rejections. It's actually one of the reasons why I never found another job in Germany. I would apply for one job, wait for the results, and then be absolutely destroyed by the immediate rejection. It felt like it was a reflection of me, like they didn't like my showreel, they didn't like me as a person, or I just wasn't good enough. But now I've applied to 30 jobs in the last month and have been outright rejected by all of them. And yeah, at the beginning it was tough, but the more they came in, the more I just started brushing them off. The best thing that came out of these rejections is actually learning about what I want to do. I found jobs that I didn't even know existed, and I was really excited when I applied for them. And yeah, I was heartbroken when I got rejected, but it showed me what I cared about, what kind of work I wanted to do. And that was a huge step for me building self-confidence. I always had trouble answering the questions, what do you like? What are you passionate about? And now I don't even need to think about it. And it even informed the direction this channel is going to take after the Alphabet Superset is over. Be honest with yourself. Honesty is so important, but especially with yourself. It can be hard to come to terms with a bad feeling, especially if you know you have to be really uncomfortable for a long time just at a possibility of it getting better. When I was just going through the motions and playing video games because that's just what I did, I never took a moment to think why I felt that way. I thought I was just bored with that particular game, so I would buy a new one and still not get any enjoyment out of it. But finally I did think about it and realized I just didn't enjoy gaming anymore. So I stopped forcing it. I was left with a hole in my life. I didn't really know what to do when work was over. my hobby was gone. So I tried new things and checked in with myself while doing them. How do I feel when I go play paddle? Why do I feel energized and happy after a long networking event when I thought I was an introvert? Why do I feel bad when I stay inside all day watching Game Grumps compilations while browsing Reddit? I analyzed the daily choices that I made and thought about if they were good for me or not, how I felt during and after. I believe we live in such a distracted world where we don't take time to check in with ourselves, which means we can go years doing things that make us unhappy without even realizing it. And yeah, one of the best ways to do that is to journal. Because you're taking the time to sit down and put your thoughts on paper or phone or computer, whatever you prefer. So there you have it, my tips on finding your true self. Visualize it, develop self-confidence, get uncomfortable, and get honest with yourself. It's not an easy road to walk, and I'm definitely not done yet. I still have a lot to do and a lot to learn before I am my true self. But I feel really good about where I currently am and where I am heading. And that's the most important thing. Keep working on getting better and don't plateau. Thank you for watching. Next week is the last break week of the Alphabet Superset, so I will see you in 2 weeks. Peace.